Garchomp wipes away the mirror message. Aelita asks what everyone thinks the challenge is going to be. Yang says she wants a dance challenge, and DD cheers. DD says she wants another design challenge, and Sissy laughs, reminding her she was in the bottom for the last one. DD tells the girls she didn't agree with the critiques, and Blaze tells DD that everyone else does. DD says she'll show them in another design challenge, and they all laugh aside from Scott and Garchomp. Scott is glaring at Yang.
I'm not sure what's up with Scott, but he seemed pretty upset with me since last Untucked. I'm not going to apologize for serving every week.
If Scott will please come back to reality, this is a competition. You don't have time to be jealous over Yang. Now's the time to put that fire into your drag, not your head.
I'm not stressed, I'm determined. I'm determined to stop being overlooked, to stop letting Yang hit the top. I'm determined to upstage her today. If these girls thought I was competition before, just wait. Scott is here to take these girls down, because Yang and Blake are basic compared to me.
Gonta and Blaze won the mini challenge.
Gonta enjoyed the mini challenge, and even better coming off being in the top.
I'm starting to feel seen by Blaney, after winning both a maxi and mini challenge. I plan to take advantage of that throughout the competition. You have to keep elevating to win the crown.
My queens, for today's maxi challenge we're going to go out to the highway among the wilderness, and you will construct a lip sync fit using fresh roadkill. Actually forget that, we're doing the snatch game.
Oh, I'm excited. I've been preparing for the snatch game. I'm going to once again devour the maxi challenge.
This is exactly the challenge I needed. I'm a funny queen. I'm going to leave Blaney speechless. Get ready, Yang. I'm coming for the win.
Good luck, and don't fuck it up. Julie, Aelita, DD, and Gonta are going over their snatch games. Gonta says he's going to be Tarzan, which DD says is a great choice for Gonta. Aelita says she'll be Gwen from Total Drama. Julie says she doesn't see it, and Aelita tells her she will.
Delusion.
DD says she's going to be Taylor Swift, and Gonta asks who Taylor Swift is. They all go quiet for a moment, and Julie says she's going to be Subterra Magma Wilda. Aelita says she's never heard of this Wilda, and Julie says that's exactly why she's being Wilda. Julie asks how things are going with Sissy, and Aelita says they're both used to disliking each other, so they both know how not to let that affect their performances. DD asks what she thinks about Sissy's threat about lip-syncing. Aelita laughs and says it was all for the camera. Sissy couldn't lip-sync if her life actually depended on it, and she knows it. They all laugh.
I'm not worried about Sissy. Like when she's not in my face, she might as well not even be here. I know what I do, and I do it well. Sissy does what she does well, but she has a hard time showing herself without being a bitch, and I think that's going to hurt her as this season continues.
Yang and Blake are preparing their drag. Sissy comes over and asks them what they're doing for Snatch Game. Yang asks what her angle is, and Sissy says she's curious since they've been dominating the competition so far. Blake tells Sissy she's being Ahsoka Tano. Yang thinks for a moment and tells Sissy she's being Barbie. Sissy nods and walks off. Yang tells Blake that was weird.
Sissy was being quite not terrible with me and Yang. I wonder what's up with that.
This may come as a shock to some of you people who think shady bitches like me just sit around being jealous of everyone all the time, but I do have respect for Blake and Yang. I don't like that they're slaying this competition, but I respect it. That's why I gotta keep my eye on them. I need to focus on outdoing the queens that are competition.
What's Sissy doing talking to Yang and Blake? She better be cutting up Yang's wigs or something.
Scott tells Sissy she's not welcome over at his station anymore. Sissy asks why, and Scott says for being friendly with his enemies. Sissy tells Scott she only asked who they were doing for Snatch Game. Scott tells her to get lost. Sissy says whatever, but she stops and reminds Scott that if he really wants to be the big bad enemy of Yang, he actually has to get Yang to acknowledge his existence. Scott tells her to enjoy being ignored by Blaney for another week, and Sissy laughs and tells Scott he can go cry about not being critiqued again.
Scott is giving total loser energy. I'm not going to feel bad if he doesn't want to be my friend. His delusion was starting to bother me anyways. At least I don't need Blaney to tell me I'm sickening.
I don't need any more fake friends. Get lost, Sissy.
Sissy is preparing her snatch game at her station. Garchomp comes over and tells her Scott was right to cut her off, and that she's a worthless queen. Sissy turns to Garchomp and congratulates her on learning when to pick a fight as a villain, and that maybe now she could work on staying out of the bottom for another week. Sissy then tells Garchomp to stop bothering her. A real villain has to work on staying in the competition. Garchomp roars, and Sissy roars back and tells her to go pick a fight with someone who cares. Oh wait, everyone knows your shtick, you one-trick pony.
The nerve, Sissy has to talk like we're even on the same level. I can't wait to see her bomb in the snatch game.
I don't think I'm on the same level as Garchomp. Clearly I am above her. She's no Chloe, she's no Lola, and she's no Sissy Delmas. That's for sure.
Aelita will be Gwen, Julie will be Subterra Magma Wilda, Gonta will be Tarzan, DD will be Taylor Swift, Blake will be Ahsoka Tano, Yang will be Barbie, Blaze will be Tails the Fox, Garchomp will be Cynthia's Garchomp, Scott will be Zoe, and Sissy Delmas will be Bosco.
There are some interesting choices for this snatch game. I think I've got a good shot of standing out this week.
Aelita and Sissy are doing their makeup in preparation for the snatch game. Aelita asks Sissy how she's feeling about the snatch game. Sissy says she's taking a risk and hoping it pays off by getting her into the top. Aelita says she feels the same way about being Gwen. Sissy tells Aelita she probably should learn the lip-sync lyrics. Aelita laughs and says it's not over yet, and tells her she's not actually that far off from Gwen herself, she just isn't goth and likes pink instead of blue. Sissy tells her to keep telling herself that, it's easing her fears of being in the bottom. Aelita tells Sissy that she doesn't think she'll be in the bottom cause Sissy's being Bosco.
Sissy and Aelita don't really like each other, that's been clear to I think everyone since the beginning. But as we've gone on in this competition, I don't think they actually hate each other either. I was thinking their relationship was more akin to Chloe and Marinette's from last season, but there's something else.
Julie and DD are doing their makeup when Julie asks DD what her local drag scene is like. DD explains that back home there isn't much of a drag scene, so she doesn't have much competition for her gigs.
Back home there aren't really a lot of queens, and none of them can do what I do. So back home I mainly do drag for myself and for my family. My drag persona is all about having fun, and I got to where I am cause of how I've learned to mess with my brother. But coming here is strange. I've never really met queens who were on my level before.
DD asks Julie what her drag scene is like. Julie tells her about how she got her start in the Bakugan Battle Brawlers.
I began my drag career as a member of the Bakugan Battle Brawlers, along with Runo and some of my other friends. Most of us have gone in different directions in our career, but I'll always cherish what we did.
Blaze, DD, Julie, and Scott had a great performance.
Once again I slayed a challenge, and what's even better is that there is no way Yang will be in the top this week. I finally will get my win.
Sissy, Blake, Yang, Aelita, Garchomp, and Gonta had a good performance.
No one did bad this week, so we all know it can really be anyone in the bottom.
Gonta, Aelita, and DD are getting their runways prepared when Garchomp comes over. Garchomp tells DD she walked all over everyone in the snatch game, and she hopes Blanley calls her out on it. Gonta says he didn't think DD stepped over anyone. Garchomp tells Gonta to shut up, and Aelita cuts him off saying, yeah, a low-rate drag queen, and tells Garchomp her reads are predictable. Garchomp tells Aelita to never speak to her like that again, and DD says or what you'll suddenly win a challenge. Garchomp stomps off.
I'm not going to stand for these girls treating me like I'm a joke. I'm far superior to all of them and their head games.
This is mean, but I can't stand Garchomp. I hope she trips on the runway, rips her skirt, and is asked to sashay without even having a lip sync.
I think I speak for everyone when I say, fuck Garchomp.
Julie and Blake slayed the runway. Scott, Blaze, Yang, and Gonta had a great runway.
I know I looked sickening on this runway. The judges were gagged and gooped and taking it all in. I'm not afraid tonight. I know they want more of my drag.
Once again, another runway that I demolish. I'm coming for my second win tonight.
DD, Aelita, Sissy, and Garchomp had a good runway. Please welcome to the judges panel, our resident judge, from Inside Out, it's Bill Anderson. And our extra special guest judge, Cartoon Drag Race All-Stars winner, it's Daphne. Now let the judging commence. Scott, DD, Sissy Delmas, Julie, Garchomp, and Gonta Gokuhara. You represent the tops and bottoms of the week. Queens, I have only one question to ask you. Who should go home tonight? And why? We'll start with DD.
I think Garchomp should go home cause she's rude and I don't like her.
Gonta Gokuhara.
Gonta thinks Garchomp should go home for being mean.
Julie.
Garchomp doesn't have the humility to be the next cartoon drag superstar.
Garchomp.
Gonta Gokuhara because he is a.
You could just feel the change in the room after Garchomp said that. The judges looked pissed. Blaney was pissed. Garchomp took it too far.
Sissy Delmas.
I want you to think about what every other queen on this stage brings to this season. DD doesn't always make good snap decisions, but as we've seen just this week, she is great at what she brings with her. Gonta Gokuhara is someone many people thought would be the first to sashay, but he's had his opportunity to show he can bring entertainment, which almost makes up for not wearing shoes in the workroom. Julie hasn't had the most impressive wins of the front runners, but she's very consistent with what she has done. Scott, I have nothing nice really to say about that loser who cries about being safe.
Well, I'm in the top this week, Sissy, and you're the one who will be crying after Blaney tells you to sashay tonight.
All Sissy really said were a bunch of backhanded compliments to make it sound like Gonta, me, and Julie were just barely getting by, and she just called Scott out. She really is a bitch. But the queen who should go home tonight is none other than Garchomp. But then the best thing happens. Sissy starts laying into Garchomp. And honestly, tee-hee-hee, I can't hate her that much after that. Garchomp is literally the most annoying and basic drag queen I've ever met. I want to say she's riding on a villain edit, but she can't even do that right. She doesn't bring drama. She brings tantrums over getting tap water instead of bottled. What she is a trend chaser basing her entire drag career on the much more successful Cynthia's Garchomp.
I still completely and utterly despise Sissy, but watching her take down that stupid and arrogant dragon was just glorious.
She has the charisma of a sleep-deprived Karen asking to speak to the manager. The uniqueness and the nerve to come out looking so ugly and basic every single week. And she tops that off with a complete lack of talent. And when I say lacking, I'm saying she lost a battle to a level 2 Magikarp, which only knew Splash a week before coming onto this show.
Sissy just came out with an entire thesis paper on why Garchomp is basic and said it in front of her. It was the gift that keeps on giving.
And finally, Garchomp is completely fake. She's not even a real Garchomp, she's a Ditto.
I deny Sissy's accusation that I am secretly a Ditto. What are you staring at?
And finally, Scott.
While I really want to say Sissy, after how gloriously she took down, as Garchomp would say it, that low-rate drag queen, I just will say that Garchomp is nasty.
Thank you to all you shady bitches. I've made some decisions. Julie, congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge. Scott, DD, good job this week, you are safe.
First queen to 2 wins. I am making this season my own. Thank you, Blaney.
Gonta is very excited. Julie is first to 2 wins. Gonta likes it when friends are happy.
Yay for Julie, she totally deserves it.
Grr.
That means Garchomp, Gonta Gokuhara, and Sissy Delmas. You are up for elimination.
Gonta is nervous about being in the bottom. Gonta doesn't want to lip sync.
I prefer not to lip sync. But if I were up against Garchomp, I'd do everything I could to send that loser home.
I want to send Sissy home. Start the music already so I can vaporize that wasted slot.
Gonta Gokuhara, you are safe. That means Sissy Delmas and Garchomp. I'm sorry my dears, but you are up for elimination.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Sissy just went into a whole speech about why Garchomp should go home, and now they're lip-syncing. I am sad.
2 queens stand before me. Ladies, this is your last chance to impress me and save yourselves from elimination. Good luck. And don't fuck it up. The lip sync song is Dance Again by Jennifer Lopez. Sissy tripped. Garchomp had a good lip sync. Sissy flopped the lip sync. Meh. Sissy Delmaz. Shantae you stay. The queens in the back begin cheering and clapping.
While I knew they weren't really cheering for me, it was still a good moment.
Garchomp. Sashay away.
I am not a ditto. Sissy better lose.
Back in Untucked. The queens congratulate Julie on winning her second challenge. Sissy thanks them for clapping for her staying. Aelita says that wasn't for you, and Sissy tells Aelita to let her have this. The queens except for Scott laugh. Yang says she's hoping she can pick up her streak so she can get a win next week, and Scott says he's not going to let that happen. Sissy tells Scott that he doesn't control that, and Scott tells Sissy he wasn't talking to her. Sissy rolls her eyes. DD comments that most of the nice things Sissy said in her speech were backhanded compliments, and Sissy tells them she's just playing the game. Julie tells her she can't hate her after knocking Garchomp down a couple pegs this week, but none of them are going to take that from her going forward. Sissy loudly sips her drink in response. Aelita reminds Sissy that she is officially the first between the two to fall into the bottom. Sissy tells her it's not about her failures, she left an impression with Blaney. And Aelita jokes that her lip sync surely was an impression. Sissy tells Aelita that unlike her she won her lip sync. Aelita says she did better in the lip sync she lost than Sissy in the lip sync she won, and Scott claps. Sissy rolls her eyes and says whatever, she's just going to win next week's challenge to spite Scott.